Peace and Yah bless. Yah is the strong one. The strong one is Yah. He's the tree of life. He's the fountain of living waters. He's the spirit and creator of all things that live and breathe. On this particular discourse, I'm going to talk a little more about the Exodus, and I'll be talking about that subject matter all the way through Passover, okay? So you're going to hear a lot about the Exodus. I mean, and, some, I would say, comparing the old one, to the new one and some of the other ones, okay? All right. So one thing that I want to make clear is that we always had strangers who, tagged along with us, okay? I'm talking about from the other nations. All right. Now, Yah does stipulate about who and what, okay? So we'll have to wait and see exactly, what is meant by some of the scripture that we read about it, okay? Some of it's quite clear, but some of it, we may need some clarity as far as Deuteronomy, I'm talking about 23, things like that, as far as, who Yah is going to allow in the Holy Land to travel back with us, okay? All right, because we're not going to build the nation by ourselves. We know that the stranger is going to come and build up our walls, okay? Now that could, just mean that we're going to hire them, to do these things, okay? It doesn't mean they're staying in the Holy Land, permanently. I mean, they may be contracted out, okay? Things like that, okay? So I'm here in Exodus chapter 12, and as you can see right here, I'm going to read verse number 37, 38. And the children of Israel journeyed from Ramesses to Sukkot, okay? About 600,000 on foot that were men beside children, okay? So men, women, and children, right? Now check out verse 38. And a mixed multitude went up also with them, and flocks and herds, even very much cattle. See that? A mixed multitude. So like I told you, we always had people tagging along with us. We're the greatest people in the world. Of course, it's going to be people who want to tag along with us and go with us, okay? So naturally, in this next Exodus, right, because I told you the Exoduses will be similar, right, that you read over there in Micah chapter 7, verse number 15. The Yah is going to do it similar to the first Exodus and the second one, okay? Coming out of the old Babylon, the 70 years, right? It'll be similar to both, okay? Not just like, and maybe not even at the Passover timing, you know what I mean? We'll have to just see how Yah wants to do it, okay? We're all going to bear witness, so it doesn't really matter anyway. We'll find out when we see it, okay? But yeah, we always had a mixed multitude of people with us, man. Always trying to tag along with us. Well, why wouldn't they want to? We're the greatest people in the world. I mean, it's just that simple. As far as, as what we do as a people. Okay, that's beyond a shadow of a doubt. All right. Yeah, I'm going to brag on my people a little bit. Nobody else brag on us. So I'm going to brag on us, all right? Black people, Black Americans. Yeah, we're the greatest people in the world. Look at what we do and all the influence we have upon the other cultures, you know what I'm saying? As far as our dancing, our singing, our inventions, our intelligence, you know what I mean? All the many things we've done, from the time that, men have been on earth. So anyway, nothing wrong with bragging on other people too, but we're going to brag on Black people too sometimes, all right? But anyway, a mixed multitude always came out. They always tagged along with our nation. Okay? Nothing new. Okay? This is the old Exodus. I'm talking about the Exodus of Moses, right? In the book of Exodus, all right? All right. All right, so that's that. Now, as we get around to the new Exodus, right, that's going to happen, right? Okay, then you come to Isaiah chapter number 14. That's where I'm at right now, okay? And I'm going to read verse number 1 of Isaiah 14. For Yah will have mercy on Jacob and yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And strangers, once again, right? And strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. All right? Simple as that. So just like the first time, a mixed multitude came out. Well, in this Exodus, this final Exodus, it'll be a mixed multitude coming out again. But, we want those who want to serve Yah and have Yah's law written in their heart. Okay? because, some of them are not going to have that written in there. Y'all going to deal with that, those particular individuals, all right? But I'm just showing you how it's similar. So what you see in the book of Micah, chapter 7, verse 15, is exactly true. Strangers, those are strangers who were coming out of Egypt with us, okay? All right. Well, here we are in captivity again. All right. 400 years is over. Well, it'll be some strangers coming out again. Mixed multitudes of people, okay? Doing different things, all right? All right, for whatever, Yah may have, planned for them to do. We know one thing, okay? When you get to verse 2, and the people, talking about the people of Israel, shall take them and bring them to their place, right? The people are going to take us and take us back home. That's what it's saying right there. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yah for servants and handmaids, okay? So they're going to help us. They're going to be our servants. They're going to help us. They're going to serve us, okay? And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors, not with vigor, okay? Not with vigor now. We're just going to rule over them because, we're going to have, we're going to be back at the top where we belong at because we finally serving Yah again. So Yah's going to reverse the curses, you know what I mean? From us being the tail, he's going to turn us back to the head again, okay? So we're going to be the head in the land of Israel. Simple as that. As you can see right here in Isaiah chapter 14, go read for yourself, okay? Okay, now the elites and whoever, they're going to take us and bring us to our land of Israel, okay? But those people, those strangers who go with us, okay, they're going to work underneath us. We're not going to work underneath them as it is today, okay? All right, we're going to rule over our oppressors. Right now they rule over us, right? Okay, verse 3. And it shall come to pass in that day that Yah shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve, okay? So that's that. But my point in reading that is, hey, strangers will come with us, okay? They're going to cleave to us, all right? All right, so I guess what a person would ask, well, what am I going to do in the Holy Land? Or when I get there, what kind of work? What's going to be happening? Because, people want to know these things, and they have these questions in their mind, but nobody's really saying anything. Okay, well, a lot of it will be probably very similar to what's happening today, you know what I mean? As far as what to do, as far as activities and things like that, well, it'll be similar to some of the things you do today. Be all kind of festivals and music and activities for children and, all kinds of things, not including the festivals of Yah, which are going to be super duper expanded, especially when we get the temple built, okay? So there'll be a whole lot to do and, a whole lot going on and a whole lot to learn because we're going to be over there amongst, a lot of people, who are still going to be in the land even after the judgment. We're going to be amongst a lot of people, okay? So one of the things that I was looking at as far as the what to do and where to work situation is going to come in at, here's a site you can go to. It's called the Oklahoma Fruit and Vegetable Association. Now, the reason I'm bringing this particular site up that's on Facebook right here is because, when we get back to the land, farming and gardening, I would probably say be our main things that we're going to be doing. Farming and gardening, okay? Farming and gardening. And naturally, infrastructure, development, and repair. Because remember, it's going to be a judgment, so some of the infrastructure may be damaged when we get there, so we'll have to rebuild a lot of that stuff. That's why the Most High says strangers are going to come and they're going to build up our walls, the walls of Jerusalem, which shall take on a different name, a different capital name when we get there. It's going to be called Yah our righteousness. Jeremiah chapter 33, right? Verse number 16. Read that for yourself, right? But you guys seen this before. This is the oblation layout. If you look right here closely to the oblation when we lay it out, the holy oblation, okay? Land for the workers of the city to grow food for themselves, okay? That's what these properties on each side of the city are going to be for. So that's why I'm mentioning work as far as the major, I would say, jobs to do is going to be working for the city, okay? Which will be called Yah our righteousness, and then it'll be called Yah is there, right? Ezekiel chapter 48, right? Verse number 35, I believe, right? Okay? So very important, okay? You see right there, it says crops and produce. Here's a city district. Here's a temple. But these big old fields, I mean, all crops and produce, okay? So that's where I would say the main frame of the work is going to be done. All right, farming and gardening and infrastructure development. Those are the top three things. I'm sure there's going to be some things that will be transferable, over to Israel as far as what people are doing today. Okay, I'm sure, that's going to be transferable. Some of the things outside of farming and gardening and infrastructure development and repair, things like that. Okay, but I would say the in vogue thing, the status quo, the in vogue would be farming and gardening, not only for yourself, right, on your lot, right, but also here in these what we call green belts, okay, crops and produce, okay. Now, what's going to make and cause that to happen? The third temple. You see that fountain of living waters that's going to literally come out of the temple right here. It's going to come when Yah comes through the east gate, the outer east gate, then the inner east gate, and goes back into the oracle. Okay, when he goes there, his presence will release this water. And it'll come out and it'll water the entire land of Israel. And that's what's going to cause this to come about right here, cause these industries to be able to be developed. Okay, and we're going to, sell that stuff to, other nations. Okay, so, and that will cause us, to have naturally, I would say great numbers, as far as our GDP is going to be concerned. Okay, gross domestic product. Okay, not only for ourselves but for other nations too. Okay, so that's why I said farming and gardening. You know what I mean? Definitely farming, gardening, animals. Dealing with the goats and the sheep and things like that. Okay, so and a lot more. There's a whole lot more I can't mention here. Okay, there's a lot that's going to be going on there. Okay, but it's going to be great. And mostly keeping the law, you know what I mean? And doing Yah's law, living a good life, a good, clean lifestyle, and eating clean, exercising, and doing great things, all right? But farming and gardening, I would say, for me, and infrastructure development and repair would be probably the top three industries of the land, okay? Very important to know that. Very, very important to know that for those asking those questions in your head. Where to work, what to do, what kind of work? What am I going to be doing? So what are you looking for? I guess that would be the question of most people. Well, okay, if you're a stranger, well, what are you looking for? What kind of people are you looking for? Well, I would say definitely in that particular realm. You know what I mean? People who understand that. There's a whole bunch going on in gardening right now, a whole bunch of improvements, vertical gardening and aquaponics and even the greenhouse gardening. There's a lot going on. Do your research, guys, okay? And farming and, getting to know that, okay? Stuff like that. Getting familiar with the animals, you know what I mean? How to look at them, how to judge them, how to buy them, okay? And if you're a Levite, how to slaughter them, right? So there's a lot to know, like I said, a lot to be developed. It's going to be a great time in Israel in the future. A great, great time, and basically improving Jerusalem, because Jerusalem's a 4,000-year-old city. It looks basically horrible to me. To the eye. It needs a lot of infrastructure development, okay? It's going to look like Tel Aviv when we get done with it. All right? So just a few more things for a person who's thinking about, making what they call the Aliyah, traveling home to Israel, okay? All right, thank you guys for listening, all right? Like I said, those strangers, man, yeah, they're going to cleave to us. So that's an expected thing, that they're going to cleave to the house of Jacob, okay? You saw they did it back in the regular Exodus, right? In the book of Exodus, chapter 12, right? A mixed multitude came out with us. Well, strangers are going to come out with us again. All right. So that's a little bit on what to do, and like I said, where to work, what kind of work, things like that. Like I said, in vogue, farming, gardening, infrastructure development, and repair. Thank you guys for listening. I'll give you a little bit more information down the road. Peace. Y'all bless.